All right. Okay. Hi. Let's see if this'll do. Do we have everybody listening and in the chat? And is everything working? Please let me know. Now I'm making final adjustments as we go. That was not fun. Like, literally right before I sat down and got all ready to chat with y'all, my computer did something weird, and OBS was like, no. So I had to shut it down, reopen it. Fortunately, it didn't close the stream out entirely. Yeah. So, yeah, let me turn up the volume a little bit so y'all can hear me properly. And we're going to get into this correctly. Yes, I know I'm late, guys, but you know what? I'm fashionably late. I'm also tired. I kind of took a nap on the couch. But anyway, greetings and salutes, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Talking Tactical with your grand host, me, Squirrely Nuts. Hi, greetings. Welcome to the shrubbery and the treehouse. And all you tree dwellers, welcome back. Good to see you guys. Let me go through the list. We got a whole bunch of people in here tonight. Guys, who do we got in the chat? We got Team Shadow Airsoft, number 1 out the gate. Good to see you, buddy. Cutter Airsoft, Mr. Henry Tinkler, Jim the Mad Viking, the young one, Dark Tree. Good to see you, brother. Drive safe. Yeah. Those of you who are listening and driving, I appreciate you guys, but please, oh please, drive safely. Pay attention to the road, not to the screen with my face on it, just my words. We got Crazy Jason, Shadow Ghost. We got Cage, Mr. Shadow Viper right there. All right, we got a full house. DJ, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Jaw, also good to see you. Guys, welcome back to another Wednesday night. We're 2 weeks past Shadowlands now, something like that. I still haven't unpacked anything. I have a full house here at the tree house. I got some friends visiting from out of town. They're currently out of the house, taking care of whatever they need to, but they may pop back in whenever. So if there's extra noise from the background, it's them arriving back. Yeah, good friends of mine. I'm glad to have them here. Sucks for the reason why they're here, but, you know, I'm glad to have them here. All right. So, guys, it's been a minute. We had the Shadowlands thing last week where I talked about everything and I kind of shortcut it down, but let's get back into the good old-fashioned way of doing stuff. Let's get right into the tertiaries after I tell all of you, what is it? We got 10 likes and 15 people. 15. 5 more likes, guys. Come on. If you're here, you need to smash that thumbs up button. Make it change colors from like outline to just a big old white filled in thumb. Go ahead and do that. If you're not already, go ahead and subscribe. Become a tree dweller. And then, of course, there is, right there in the chat, there is a link. Go ahead and join the Discord. Join Task Force Shrubbery and come hang out with other crazy weirdos like me. Chat the Airsoft goodness, video games, music, movie nerdery, just random schnutzens of the schnitz. And, yeah, we do all that fun stuff. And also, on there, oh man, I have stuff everywhere. I had to move everything. There it is. I don't have everything else accessible because, you know, like I said, I have guests in the treehouse. But over there on the Discord, guys, you can get one of these. This is a Squirrely Nuts Airsoft 2.0 patch. They're $10 each. They're a 3-inch Velcro patch with the beautiful hooks on the back to fix it to whatever gear or shirt you want to. And you know what? They're beautiful. They're wonderful. I love them. I probably should get more. I'm running low. So, if you guys don't want to wait extra time for an order to come in, go ahead, hit me up on Discord or Instagram. Over there, it's Squirrely Nuts Airsoft, just like it is over here. Shoot me a DM. They're $10 each. We take PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. shoot me a message on Discord or Instagram. Get yourself a patch. And there's other things we got over there too. We got the awesome Roadkill rags, where you can call your hit in style. They're numbered 1 to 100. They're hand-drawn by me, signed. And then once we hit 100, the design changes. Those are $5 each. And then, of course, we got one of these beautiful things around my neck right here. A beautiful custom tie-dye shamag, which I usually give them away on the channel. Otherwise, if you want to get your own, pick out the colors you want, hit me up. They're $45 each, guys. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Hit me up on Discord or Instagram. Get yourself some Squirrely Nuts Airsoft merch. Support the channel. And, you know, do the awesome thing. Let's see, what else do we got? And in reference to Shadowlands yet again, guys, the run for 2025 is already up. So Operation Shadowlands 2025 will be happening next year. Things have not been secured, but head on over to teamshadowairsoft.com. Get caught up on the story and everything that's going down. And while you're over there, why don't you go ahead and maybe apply to the team? If not, pick yourself up some either swag or an awesome mystery box built by Shadow Dragon himself. Go over to teamshadow.com, hit them up, check out the stuff, and keep your eyes out for Shadowlands 2025 and get your ticket for next year when it comes available. Beyond that, Cutter, I thought I got you one. Pretty sure I did, actually. Beyond that, guys, we are at 831 subscribers. 831 subscribers. So close, yet so far away. We are so close to that 1,000 subscriber goal. We'll all send up the GoFundMe, Kickstarter, crowdfund, whatever website I'm going to use to get all of us to pool the money together. And then we're going to buy one of them $150,000 mystery box trucks from Airsoft GI. And then I'm going to give the whole damn thing away to all of you through giveaways, random just giving stuff to people at fields, random giveaways, mystery box build giveaways, giveaway at the unboxing of the mystery box truck, all sorts of stuff, guys. That whole truck is going to be gone and back into your hands. I'm not keeping none of it. Nope. All for you. So let's get to 1,000 subscribers. I'll put up the GoFundMe and we'll do it. We will do it. We'll get that mystery box truck. We'll unbox one, see what it looks like, and I'll give it all back to you guys. Trust me, there's a whole lot of fun to be had with that going down. And plus, we all want to see what that looks like. And we all want to see if they're actually going to do it. So, if you want to make it happen, help make that happen. Share, like, subscribe primarily. Let's get those numbers up to 1,000, guys. Hit that next goal. Let's go. We all want to do it. We all want to do it. And of course, past 1,000 subscribers, we're going to get back into more stretch goals, more giveaways, all the great shenanigans that comes with the Squirrely Nuts Airsoft. And then, you know, maybe if we start making money on YouTube, I'll get back on it and we'll do the field thing. Guys, the bigger I get, the more I do for you. So, let's keep it going. Keep sharing the channel. Let's keep the numbers going up. I need to get my Squirrely Dead Rag. You're supposed to at the barracks. You did ghosts, but I forgot. Actually, Cutter, I'm pretty sure I handed that to you at the field. If not, I'll cut you another one. We'll get it out to you. But I'm pretty sure I remember because I pre-made 2 at the barracks. Because I had to give one to Cage and I had to give one to you because you guys told me in advance before we got there. But if not, we'll get you another one, brother. We'll get you another Okay, now with those things being out of the way, let's get on to the next big thing. It is October. At the end of this week, being Saturday night, coming this Saturday, guys, there's going to be a short going up on the channel because it's going to be for the second annual Squirrely Nuts Halloween giveaway, where I'm giving away a G&G CM16 Raider out of my own collection. Yes, if you go back in the videos and you watch the full auto Airsoft dual opening of $200 mystery boxes, you'll see I got that G&G out of there. Yes, I did. And it's sturdy. It's built great. It's just a G&G. I switched out the dial hop up for a rotary and put in a unicorn bucking in it. That's all I've done to it. That's all I'm going to do to it. It's a bare bones, great starter rifle. And it's the same G&G CM16 Raider that, of the older models, used to get used as rentals in fields all the time. So you know it's a sturdy gearbox. It's going to last you. It is wired to Tamiya, but it can handle a LiPo no problem. So guys, if you want your chance to win that CM16 Raider, keep your eyes peeled for the short coming out this Saturday. And get your entries in, and then that will be given away on Devil's Night, October 30th. So, keep your eyes peeled. Keep your eyes peeled. Now, tertiaries are out of the way. Now, tertiaries are completely out of the way. Got the giveaway coming up. We need to hit that next goal. So, guys, we're going to get into tonight's topic. Yeah. Yep. Time to get into tonight's topic. So, question mark. Airsoft techs no more. So, I've had a discussion with a few people over the last few weeks about this, as well as back during Airsoft Con, in SHOT Show, and all the things showing what's coming out for this year, way early in the year. We all noticed a trend that Airsoft manufacturers were coming out with very, very nice replicas that have internals that we pretty much essentially right now pay ourselves and install ourselves, or take to somebody to install. Being the fact of like higher end MOSFETs, brushless motors, better gear ratios, or lessened gear ratios for higher rates of fire. Sturdier internals, metal hop-ups, things like that nature. More performance grade gear, I guess you could say. Tight bore inner barrels. And, yeah. It's come about. And Cutter down in the chat, and if you guys don't know who Cutter is, go check out Cutter Airsoft on YouTube. He's big in the world of airsoft techs. And every time we've had discussion about the specs and looking at, and especially now that the Lancer Tactical Gen 4s are available through Airsoft GI, we were looking at them, and multiple times during the conversation, he would just, they're trying to put me out of a job. And he's not the first one to say that. A few other techs that I know of that have said, based on us talking about the newer models of replicas coming out, they're trying to put me out of a job. What? That's what I love to do. I love installing these new things for everybody. I love upgrading people's stuff. Stuff like that. And with it coming out pre-installed, I don't think that we're losing techs. If you guys do, go ahead and sound off in the chat. If you guys think these new advancements in Airsoft replicas coming pre-upgraded for not bad prices. Now, keep in mind, example, this is a lower end of the Lancer Tactical Gen 4s, but in the low end, we're talking $299 pre-tax and shipping and everything. $299 for the replica. And this is for an 8-inch handguard, M4, Gen 4, essentially. Billet style upper and lower receiver, or upper, I should say. Blah, blah, blah. Full metal construction, upper and lower. A Nebula 2 MOSFET, which is upgraded to an optical sensor instead of the magnetic sensor, so you can swap out the gear set to whatever you want. Wired to Dean's, a 25K motor, a 13-to-1 gear set. No, 16-to-1 gear set. I'd have to look that back up. Don't quote me on the gear set. But yeah, everything inside is pretty much just like beefed out already. But we're talking for $299. For $300, you can pick up an airsoft rifle that's pre-upgraded out of the box, essentially. The only things in the Nebula 2 model of the Gen 4s that I noticed that I would personally immediately switch out is I would put in a brushless motor. I would switch out the gear set. And I would put in a CNC metal hop-up with unicorn bucking, flat nub. Well, not unicorn flat nub, but probably a Prometheus flat nub. Or an Angel Customs. But anyway, and maybe the barrel, but the barrel's already 6.03, so the only thing I'd be switching that out for is stainless steel. So, are you putting techs out of a job? No. I say no. But you're giving them a harder time. You're taking away work, I think. It's... Let's see. I'm going to back up through the chat because I know I told you guys to sound off in the chat. Jaw, you want to become an airsoft tech, side job, hobby. It takes a lot of work, dude. Start watching your videos now and start doing research. Get yourself like a Boneyard box, AEG, and practice on that one. Jaw, like, if you want to start doing that, start doing it now, buddy. I know you may have a limited budget, but get yourself like a Boneyard box that comes with an AEG, whether it works or not, and then plan on just learning that gearbox, taking it apart, putting it back together, rebuilding it, and how everything is, how everything works, how everything is, and how everything functions. It's the best way you could do it. Let's see. They keep making out of the box better and better. Better barrels, better buckings, better motors, aluminum hop-ups, not plastic, and different MOSFETs. Not much left for me to do. Cutter, we'll get into that in a minute. You're not necessarily doing that with snipers and DMRs yet. They might be. Jim, honestly, the Novert stuff, yeah, no. And I actually know for a fact there are some airsoft stores that sell pre-upgraded snipers and DMRs. So it's happening. Lanes of Tacticals are 18-to-1 gear sets. Specna arms are 16-to-1s. Okay. Man. No mass-produced gun, no matter how nice the parts, will ever compare to a custom-built, put together with care and exacting knowledge. I agree and disagree with that, Rusty. I agree and disagree with that. Because there is the thing called boutique, where you can mass produce, but it's higher end and you can charge a premium price. Or it's just you have the means and capability of doing it so, but you're still going to pay a little bit more for it. But those are more custom hand built with care and knowledge and everything. I think They're very few and far between and extremely rare, especially in the airsoft world. But there is a possibility of a company potentially doing that could beat a custom build. The only thing that they can't do is the personalization that people do in custom builds. I think that's where the real heart and soul comes from a custom build. It's that, like, because I can talk about everything I know and learned from a gearbox, put new parts in, and say it's going to be the best functioning customized gun ever, but I don't know everything. I will never claim to know everything, and there is always somebody better out there. So it's that I think custom really starts taking on its own scale on preference when it comes to thinking of it that way. Cutter Airsoft, your guns are not only the parts, but your knowledge to get everything working smoothly and precisely. A factory gearbox compared, carefully shimmed and tacked gearbox can't compare. It's like cars. Cars get better every year. More computers to monitor. However, you still need a guide to diag fix and modify to liking. Okay, so we're gonna tap on these because they're all within the same subject. Um, Again, Rusty, it's going back to the boutique thing, or actually, from what I understand and have heard, there are such companies like. Granted, it's proprietary, but from what I understand, a lot of people say KWA, out of the box. I mean, granted, a lot of this probably come from fanboys, but there are people that say those things are perfect out of the box. So, I mean, that again, it comes down to a lot of personal taste and preference. But outside of the modifications that I've done to like Tina, minus adjusting the motor height and seeing the insides after I took it out, minus quality of parts, like the steel rack teeth and everything, I think they did a really damn good job. And Cutter said it a couple lines down after that last bit, Rusty, is QC out of the box keeps getting better. So the more we complain, the more they improve. So eventually it's going to cross paths to one's going to then become better than the other. Whereas, as Cage said, but as Cage said, it's like cars, and me being in the car industry, I do know this. You're still going to need somebody to diagnose, fix, and then also customize to your liking if you don't do it yourself. So techs, again, this is going to refer back to the centralized question of all of this. Techs, they're not going nowhere. They're not going anywhere. Some might have issues adjusting, and business may change. But techs aren't going anywhere. People are still going to want these new replicas to shoot faster than what they shoot out of the box. They're still going to want to customize the internals. They're still going to they're still going to want to switch out motors. Maybe somebody has a preference for a different compression set, so they'll have somebody switch that out, or they will switch it out themselves. Some people have a preference on brands on barrels and buckings and hop-ups. It's customization with teching is now down to, it's not, hey, this is garbage out of the box, I want it to perform better. Now it's, hey, this is good to start, but I can make it do this. So can we do this? And grow from there. Brands that I know of out of the box that are pretty solid, and really you don't need to do much with Lancer. Out of personal experience, Lancer out of the box is fantastic. G&G out of the box, fantastic. Elite Force Umarex. I really haven't had issues out of the box with them, minus accessories, when we get into the MP5 conversation with magazines. But that is an aftermarket purchase thing. Well, not aftermarket, but that is a purchase thing. Lancer out of the box, great. Just the handfuls of other brands that I've put my hands on, E&Ls, sturdy as hell. LCT, sturdy as hell. KWAs I've put my hands on. Those things are rock solid. They're almost like the real thing to a point. It's just now with teching, it's what do you want it to do? What do you want it to look like? Like it's, and some people now it's the availability of affordability as well, because let's be honest, teching is not the cheapest. Teching is not the cheapest thing in the world. I mean, Mr. Torg, let me see if I can remember the number off the top of my head. Top-ish of my head. I'm going to take a moment to think. So, Mr. Torg, if I would have paid full retail price for Mr. Torg, he himself would have cost $430 as a A&K Mark 46 polymer body replica. It was $430. And then I didn't buy the gear set because I got it out of a mystery box, but it cost $30. So I'm still going to add it to the number. I put like another $250 in teching parts into Mr. Torg. Same thing with Tina, about $250-$300 in parts. Roughly. Well, no, that was cheaper. Probably about $200 to $250, because I did a lot of budget shopping on that one. But yeah. So essentially, I could buy another replica for what I put into and tech parts into it. Whereas now, with a lot of these pre-upgraded replicas, you're saving that extra $250 because they don't want you to go and drop part money. They want you to go and drop another replica money. That's what they're getting after with these pre-upgraded replicas, is they just want you to buy more. Which, I mean, why not? It's a good business model, I guess. Quote unquote. However, any of you want to look at it, Jim says SEMA is a good brand out of the box. And I'm not knocking on when I was kind of picking apart, because, you know, Rusty, I'm not picking on you when it came to you. You just left rather long explanations in the chat, which, again, no problem. And I'm not picking on you or saying you're wrong. It also varies, because when we're talking teching, HPA is another different side of it, where the pricing is totally different compared to AEGs, and that could change based on a tech, but also at the same time, Wolverine and all of them keep on improving. QC keeps getting better. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe, just maybe, there's going to be some HPA replica out there that techs are going to go, well, I guess I don't need to do this anymore. Oof, excuse me. But yeah, I mean, again, addressing the overall arching question, techs aren't going anywhere. Techs are not going anywhere. Like we said earlier, it's literally just a money game, and you're still going to need people to fix your airsoft replicas. Like, it is what it is. Techs aren't going anywhere. Cutter's not going to be put out of a job. Every other tech out there is not going to be put out of a job. They're not going to be, scrambling for a new hobby. But the amount of upgrades you might be doing might lessen. Now, that's not going to be immediate because Gen 4 has just started rolling out. I think Specna Arms has got their stuff just starting to roll out, which I still need to get my hands on, and those look gorgeous. What other brands has got new stuff coming out? I think E&L is now updated. LCT is updating. People are starting to roll over to Dean's wiring, which that is somebody who techs his own gear. Companies pre-wiring to Dean's now. Thank you. Keep doing that. Can we just get rid of Tamiya altogether, minus the old stuff, and then, allow us to keep buying the Tamiya stuff for the old stuff? But can we not make things Tamiya anymore? Like, ever? Dean's is the way to go. Yeah, and HPA and Rusty, to caveat on your comment, HPA is becoming a lot bigger. 1 year ago, there was maybe 3 HPA on the local field. Now there's 8 to 10 HPA. I think the only reason why HPA is quote unquote gaining popularity is because I think we're getting more paintballers, and that's what they're comfortable with. And they're willing to be spending that amount of money on things because they already did for paintball. But also, as Cutter just said, things are getting easier to do. Are they getting more affordable to do for HPA? I don't think so. But they're getting easier to do. And also with HPA being able to ditch electronics entirely, and if you want to go full mechanical, you can. That also, I believe, is a big part of the popularity because HPA not requiring batteries. I think everybody gets a little bit happy about that. All right, and Dark Tree, you dropped an opinion in here. Let's see what we got. In my opinion, looks like a lot of companies are bringing out gas blowbacks because they're super popular right now, and companies that produce AEGs have to compete with what's popular. Gas blowbacks are kind of what I see on the rise. I'm not going to disagree with that. I am not going to disagree with that at all. I guess I need to look more into the gas blowback industry to see how it's growing, but I have noticed a lot more out there. Me personally, I want gas blowback just because it adds that extra touch. It adds that extra oomph. It adds the recoil. And yes, a lot more AEGs are trying to keep up with that by adding electronic recoil, or there's the Tokyo Marui aftershocks. There's the KWAs with electronic recoil. There's been companies that have been doing it forever. But a lot more replicas are having an option of electronic recoil or their gas blowback or HPA. And I think the reason why gas blowback is starting to become as big as it already is and growing in the airsoft world is definitely it's the realism. It's that extra oomph. It's not extra oomph on the field for like FPS and joules. No, it's that extra oomph of realism. It just brings you a little bit more into the LARP. HPA is becoming a lot more affordable. With that comment, Dark Tree, HPA is becoming a lot more affordable. I can't attest to that because all HPA stuff still just looks really expensive to me, being a poor. But I know, Dark Tree, you dabble more in HPA, and I know Rusty dabbles more in HPA, so you guys would have a better leg up on knowing whether or not HPA is becoming more affordable. But according to you, Dark Tree, it is. I'll believe that. But until those numbers come down a lot more, I will disagree. I don't think HPA is becoming more affordable. I think it is still astronomically high. G&G blew it out of the water with breaking the mold and developing the Lev AR. Okay. We'll get into that. Jim Mad Viking Wolverines. Bolt HPA takes about 15 minutes to convert VSR 10. Just did one last week. Literally drop in bolt replacement. I can figure out how to make a semi-auto M4 gas system based off that. All bets are off for AEG. Yes. It's Asia. Dark Tree says it's Asia. Well, I mean, Airsoft started in Japan, so. But, you know, things vary and change based on markets all over the world as well. Cutter, you said you finally got your hand in a Lev AR. It's another thing in, you know, the airsoft industry where we're introducing old school, new school. You know, because the Lev AR, if you guys haven't heard about it, it's a lever action gas blowback rifle that takes M4 magazines. So go check that out. So again, gas blowback on the rise. So who knows? Maybe techs, you guys need to start learning everything, not just AEGs. Pick up on your gas blowback stuff. Pick up HPA and start learning how to tech all sides of it. And go from there. Expand. That's the way that I think you can really save it. Yeah, everything is still going to be around. But some things are just going to be more prevalent than others. And it's going to ebb and flow as the years go on. It always does. Uses an AEG M4 upper and a hop unit. That I did know, DJ. I did know that. And that also just all sorts of weird. Because that means if it's an M4 upper, I could theoretically, as long as it fits, just take an upper off of something else and put it on. Yeah. It's interesting. I do want to get my hands on one. I do want to own one, but I have done 3 HPA conversions in the last month and a half. Standard engines are around $250 to $300. Yeah. The extra costs are starting. The extra costs to starting are getting tank and regulators and hose. Yeah. So this is where I say, okay, Rusty, this proves my side of I think HPA is not reducing in price. Costs you $250 to $300 just for the engine. Then what I've seen on pricing, tanks, hoses, and regulators, for all 3 of those things can wildly vary between, like, you could pay $150 for all 3, or you could spend like $400 for all 3. So when I am saying HPA needs to get more cost effective, package deals, reduced prices. Not quality, but not reduced prices, but like give an option for like all this in one. And I know, actually I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure Amped does a lot of HPA stuff and they might have tank, hose, regulator packages. But also, I think it would be advantageous for some of them HPA companies like Wolverine or any of the other ones that I don't know. Jack. Wolverine, Jack, or Polar Star, I think it is. Yeah, Polar Star Jack, that's what it is. Polar Star. They should just start doing engine, hose, regulator, tank combos, like your HPA starter pack, and then take it all, get your bundle price, drop like 200 bucks off of it. Like, you'll still make money. You can't tell me you won't still make money. But that's where, yeah, as Ghost just said, HPA kit all included would be great. Because, again, like I said, where I say HPA is not reducing in prices, you got to piecemeal that thing. You got to piecemeal that stuff out. It's, yeah, you say this part only costs this much, this part only costs this much. You got to lump all of that together and really think about it. And on top of it, a pre-HPA built replica, like the cheapest one I've seen is like 450 to 500 bucks. So HPA being more affordable, I have yet to see it. This is where I have yet to see it. This is my explanation on why HPA hasn't come down in price. You get me a out of the box HPA tapped replica, tank, hose, regulator, everything bundled all together for like less than $900, let's say, because I know how much that can all cost. So like a bundle deal for all of that for like less than 900 bucks. Like let's try to shoot for like the 850 range. That would be a killer start, I think, in HPA reducing price. Getting tank regular secondhand is the trick. See, and Darktree, secondhand, that's taking a lot of faith that somebody's not lying to you about it, and you know your equipment well. Me personally, if I was buying all stuff like that for HPA, compressed air, and all that stuff, considering I work with high pressure air systems for compressed air tools and stuff like that, no. I ain't buying a secondhand. If I can absolutely avoid secondhand, I'm buying brand new. If we're talking compressed air systems, nah, I ain't doing used. Nope. Ain't happening. Regulator and hose packages now, where tanks get expensive. So for 550 plus carbon fiber, 3,000 psi tank, $50. I mean, it's still not making the case for HPA guys any more tantalizing. I could build an HPA system for less than $900, everything included. I mean, cool. But where I'm saying HPA needs to be, it's Darktree. I understand that you can do that, but it's not the hey, I know a guy or hey, I can. In this context, it's out the box. So if I can't get all of that out the box, then it's not a cost-effective means of doing so. If I'm making enough sense in that regards. You don't want to use somebody else's sketchy used ordinance. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And Cutter agrees. Everything all brand new. I mean, I prefer to do new things as well over secondhand as much as possible. Anyway. Works across many guns. I have 3 HP guns. I would buy a used engine, no problem. I mean, then Casper, good to see you, brother. By the way, and that's to you. That's personal preference. Again, if you'd buy a used engine, but HPA wise, man, I wouldn't risk it. Wouldn't risk it. It'd all be brand new. I mean, yes, you could still come across the same issues between something new and used, but it lessens when it's brand new. But it's eh. These are the reasons, like, this whole discussion on HPA is essentially why I haven't started it yet or tried getting into it. Minus the fact of I don't want to run some extra line or hose because I'm going to route it through Molly just to keep it out of the way, and it's still going to get snagged on things, and it's going to make me annoyed and pissed off. I don't want to carry an extra tank on me. I don't want, like, an extra backpack or an extra pouch or an extra thing thumping or moving around. I don't want to have to worry about a regulator accidentally getting knocked and it getting turned up, whether it's tournament locked or not. There's too many small variables that I've seen in HPA that just make me go, no. And most of it is essentially extra pack or some type of something to carry that tank and the hose. It's the danglies or the things where I have to route wiring. I already hate having to route wiring, even though it's easy, but it's having that extra stuff on you to get snagged on something, on a tree, on a wall, or a brand, anything like that, piece of equipment that you're using as cover, any of that. For me, nah, that's an automatic non-start. That's the big reason why, like, between cost and the extra things to get snagged on, that's why I haven't done HPA. I know eventually I'm going to do some HPA work. I know for a fact I do want to build an LMG with an HPA engine in it. Yeah. So eventually I'll get there. But tank and the lie disappear during gameplay. That right there. Okay. No, it won't disappear. It will always be in my mind. I appreciate you guys saying that it just disappears, it goes away. No, it won't. It'll always, like, I'll always think about it. It'll always be there. It will annoy me. It will get, yeah, no. And also, I can say, for myself, a lot of this also comes from military training. And yes, as Dark Tree just said, my helmet gets snagged on more things, but my HPA sticks to my body for the most part. Dude, I've worn helmets long enough in the military. Yeah, no, they get snagged on stuff, but it's not as bad as like a hose and it's going to yank something else out. That I can deal with, and I already know how to move around. An extra hose hanging out of nowhere that will go wherever it really wants to go. Nah, I'll notice that. I will notice that. And I know it will get caught on stuff. I know it will. But also, when in the military, when they teach you how to put all the stuff on, and all the gear, and all the wares, your backpacks and all that stuff, everything that is loose, dangly, flappy, hanging, nope, all of that gets tucked, rolled in, taped down. You don't want nothing hanging. You don't want nothing snaggable outside. Like, obviously, things are going to get snagged somewhere, but the reduction of how much dangly bits that you have to get snagged on things helps you move around easier. So, I mean, like I said, I eventually will do HPA. It will get there. But it's it is what it is. In cage, electrical tape. Yeah, no, that's why I carry so much. It's literally the, I gotta tape this down, or I don't have any fasteners. Electrical tape. So the day that I get HPA stuff, I think the day that I do HPA, you guys will probably see a video where it's like, welcome to Squirrely Nuts' HPA kit. This took me 45 minutes to route my HPA hose through my plate carrier so it doesn't hang out. Like, you know, it's that type of thing. But it'll get there. It'll get there eventually. And then when I do HPA and you guys are going to be like, oh, he's never going to go back. No, I probably will. I don't think it'll become a permanent thing for me, but it'll happen eventually. Wow, that diverted into an HPA conversation, and I still know nothing about HPA. Well, I know enough to understand it, but I still don't know a whole lot about HPA, to be totally honest. Okay. Rusty, I wish I was closer. I would be more than happy to let you try any of my replicas and setups up to and including the minigun. I actually meant to ask Mr. Shadow Dragon when I was in South Carolina if I could shoot the minigun while I was there, but I forgot. But no, Rusty, I appreciate it, dude. I do wish you were close. I wish all of you guys were closer so we could hang out more on the regular and go play Airsoft. I'm just rolling through comments now. Yes, CO2 stock cat. You know, and that's the thing is I've also looked into the CO2 stock, guys. I really have. And it's the shot count for canister changeouts that it like. The day that I start messing around with it is the day that I may start changing my tune a little bit. But I'm still just hold off, standoffish. Yeah. Yeah. Again, people are dropping money that involves HPA stuff into the chat, and I'm going, no. Like, it's seeing prices on stuff, it just, phew. But, guys, I've been here. It is 9 o'clock. I think we have covered the base that Airsoft techs are not going anywhere. Yeah. Airsoft techs aren't going anywhere. They were, they will be around. They will have stuff to do. They will still do upgrades. They still do customizations. It's just now you're going to have the availability of buying stuff out of the box that you don't have to mess with immediately. That's what pre-upgraded means. It's just right now, out of the box, as long as you got a battery and some BBs and some extra mags, you can go. Eventually it's going to break down, then you need a tech to fix it. But until then, nah, you'll be good. So guys, don't shy away from companies coming out with pre-upgraded Airsoft replicas. Save up the pennies and get one. Try it out. You know, don't knock it. But in closing, guys, let's wrap this around yet again. Make sure that you guys join the Discord to get your Squirrely Nuts Airsoft patches, to DM me through Discord or Instagram. Get those on there and support the channel. Your roadkill rags, your custom tie-dye shamags, all that fun stuff. Also, guys, the two winners of the last 2 custom tie-dye shamags, I will be getting those out as soon as they're done. I'm still waiting. A lot of things have been going on since prior to Shadowlands, during Shadowlands, and after Shadowlands. So, life is happening, guys. If you really want to, I mean, maybe you could ask Mr. Henry Tinkler politely if he's still around, if he would just kind of get on it. But, you know, it'll happen. Don't worry. We'll get them done, guys. If not, they're already done, and I don't even know. But beyond that, guys, let's keep growing to 1,000 subscribers. We're at 831. Let's keep getting up there. Let's get to that 1,000 subscriber goal and get the mystery box truck so I can give it all away to you. And also, keep your eye out for the short coming out this Saturday so you can get your entries in the second annual Halloween Squirrely Nuts giveaway, where I'm giving away a G&G CM16 Raider. It's totally worth it. Totally worth it. So, that being said, guys, thank you all for joining me on this episode of Talking Tactical. I appreciate every single one of you amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. Make sure you smash that like button, hit the bell icon to be notified for other future videos coming out, and don't forget to share and subscribe if you're not already. And of course, everyone who knows it, you're gonna say it with me, never ever forget your battle cry.